Yo.
Yo.
What's up? Long time no see.
What's up,
We're at
buddy?
week 4.
Week 4.
Actually, we're just going to release both of these today, aren't we?
Probably.
Yeah,
We could release one like slightly later.
It should all be
Let's
today.
release them all day.
It's all kind of timely.
So why are you so like shiny and glistening? I should have said that in the last one because you're kind of dried
Yeah,
out.
I
now.
dried out now. We just worked out.
We just did 30
Atlas stone to shoulder or
Atlas,
sandbags.
Atlas bag ground to shoulder at 50 pounds. No, 150 pounds.
150.
And it was fun.
Yeah, no, it
I
wasn't.
saw the workout and
That
I was like,
horrible.
I don't think I'm going to do that, Bryce. And then I got here and I was like, I guess I'm going to do it.
I was like, oh, we only have so much time to do these podcasts. Let's just not do it. And then we looked at the scores and said, oh, it's a 4-minute workout. No reason not to do it.
I looked at it and thought it was a 3-minute workout. But anyway.
I don't know if you heard me say that because I know your headphones were dying. I said, go fuck yourself.
Oh, okay.
There you
No,
go.
change the batteries.
Sorry for the swears.
Fuck that.
Okay. Yeah.
So we are going to do a second podcast today because we didn't want to talk about this and that at the same time and have people confused.
Yeah. And this is, the hot topic right now.
Hot topic.
Hot topic. Hot pockets. Hot pockets.
topics.
I'd go for hot pocket. No, I'd never eat that shit.
Okay, so Mr. Fraser.
Mat Fraser.
Quitter.
The champ.
What a fucking
Quitter.
washout.
Hard work quits.
Hard work gets the fuck out.
Yeah.
How do you like that for the
when the
swears?
going gets tough,
The tough get out of here.
he gets out.
Hard work pays off at quitting. No?
No. So 5-time champion has decided to call it quits
So why do you think he went for 5 instead of 4?
because Rich Froning had 4.
So now he's going to come back and do how many team
4
wins?
or 5.
Froning has 4?
4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5 team wins. So
Well,
now
how many times has Matt won?
5.
5, and then Ben won 1, so 6. And
And-
then 1 year
Froning got 5 of
didn't
them,
win,
yeah.
and there was none last year, so 4.
Okay.
Right? So he's
So
4
he got
and 4.
4.
He's the 8-time champion.
So he's the 8-time champion. So does that make Matt
Second
decide that he
best.
should be? Yeah, hasn't done it. He hasn't beat him. So he has made it very clear that he is not going to teams.
Yeah, well,
Not that he couldn't
let's
change
not
his
talk
mind.
about that yet, but let's talk about what we do know. He retired yesterday, supposedly in a post on Instagram.
Yep.
Okay, so we do know he's not
Hard work
going.
pays off.
He's not going to compete this year.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
he will
and
not be on the competition floor this year.
Yeah. So,
He'll still be a part of CrossFit, though.
so let's talk about reasons why we think maybe he has done this because it seems out of the blue. So especially if you listen to, he has a new podcast that Josh Bridges, Sevon, and he
Yes.
have been doing for the last 3 weeks. They've already got like 5 of them in there.
And the first ones, it's like our first podcast where
Yeah,
like
it's
the
horrible.
sound quality is terrible.
well, idiot Sevon was in his car. Like he's the guy setting it up, and he's in his car. But that's
But then
Sevon.
by the 4th episode, they actually figure out the
No, it's
sound
okay.
quality.
It's good. They're it's fun to watch them, and it's fun to see Sevon get Matt to talk, which no one's been able to do pretty much about anything. So I think he's getting sneak attacked on that one. But if you listen to that podcast, never has he mentioned that he might be retiring.
No.
Just that, like he says every year, people ask him, "Oh, you can do it again next year," and he's always like, "I'm worried about this year, not next year." And he says the same answer every year.
Yeah.
And then right when he's finished, he's like, "I don't know. We're gonna sit down, talk about it, have a life talk." And he says every single year he says the same thing, and that's what he's still sticking with. And this year he said, "We're gonna see what the rules bring." With the, because they're changing all the rules, like which we just went over a lot of that stuff, the dates and all that stuff. And he said, I'm going to sit down with Sammy and talk about it, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But at no time did it ever seem like he wasn't going to do it. And in the past, they've asked him, and he said, I'm going to do it until I can't do it, right? Because why not?
Yeah, why would I stop?
Which made a lot of sense. And then here we are a couple weeks later, like literally, that show is they have 5 episodes. I think they started 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Here we are 3 weeks later, and he's out
Yeah.
with no inkling.
What
of
did he
that.
do 2 weeks ago?
Well, we'll get into that. So we have multiple reasons. So
Bryce is just trying to slow play all this shit.
one reason that I have is that he even said, he said when he wants to be, when they decide to have a baby, he's going to be there. He's going to be a dad. He's going to be He's going to quit everything for the kid, just like his parents did for him.
So Froning knocked up Sammy.
Yeah. Froning
and now
knocked up
because
Sammy.
Froning did that, Matt's going to slide in and be like, that's my kid.
Yeah. So
No?
maybe Sammy's
That's
prego.
not what the stripe's about?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe Sammy's prego.
Could be.
That
would make sense.
That would be but here's the thing. So all these reasons we're going to give, let's talk about why that's probably not a good reason. So the
he doesn't have to have the baby.
Number one is Sammy being prego is not a good reason unless she's already
if she's like well into it.
If she's 4 months pregnant. Yeah. If she's not more than 3 months. Then this should be his
last year. Yeah.
Then he should keep going because 6 months from now we have a new CrossFit Games champion because it's in July. Right?
Yeah.
So there's no reason for that to be a reason to not do it this year.
Yeah.
Okay. So we cross that one off, right?
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I think.
I agree. I think that the prego thing is possible, but not necessarily likely.
Not probable. Yeah.
So because like you say, unless she's already 4 months in, that would make sense. If
it's
she's
like
4 months pregnant, then it would make sense.
Julian Alcaraz, is that his name?
Alvarez
knocked up. Didn't knock her up. They're married. Miranda.
I still knocked up.
He won.
More fun.
He won his ticket to the games, and then he on the floor of regionals said, "I'm not going." So give it to the next guy, and they give it to the next guy.
Yeah.
And there was no reason not for him to go. Why wouldn't you? I mean, just go. I know there was a chance that she could have it that week, but she ended up having it 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think in his case, that might have been being like a supportive husband.
No, absolutely.
The right choice. Like I don't necessarily.
But to me, I'd be like, I'm going to go to the games anyway. Maybe I'm not going to train for the month before. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I qualified. I'm doing it.
I'm going to go for the weekend.
It's
a
been
weekend
before anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but
if it was his first time, I guarantee.
He said he would. Yeah, he said he would.
But because he'd done it before, it loses the excitement.
But you're talking about Mat Fraser. He's been so dominant. For him to be, give birth 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after, he should still go win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
why wouldn't you knock out a lucky number 6?
Yeah, this isn't Julian Alcaraz. Turn your microphone. You're talking to the side of it. Yeah, that'd probably help you a little bit.
It's multi-directional.
Yeah, but I could tell when you're on this side or this side.
You can hear it?
Yeah, see if I do this and I do this.
I think I sound better like that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, but you keep moving it. Anyway.
I'm going to keep moving it. See how it's in my head this time?
So the difference is Julian Alcaraz would get 35th place.
Yeah.
Mat Fraser's in the
would
money.
Likely win. Yeah.
It's money, and he is a sponsored athlete.
Yeah, I would think his sponsors would make him do
Here's
it.
part of my problem with this whole thing. You're a sponsored athlete. That's where you make your millions. Like, you probably make several $1 million a year.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything else. He doesn't have a job. People are like, oh, he's going to go do
engineering.
They're like, oh, he's going to go good luck in whatever avenue you decide to go crush and this and that. If you're good at one thing, you're probably good at one thing. Like he's not going to go parlay this into a singing career or you know what I mean? This is your bread and butter, dog. This is where you're going to make the most money. This is where you should probably throw all your eggs. You know what I mean? I know like Tia wants to get a gold medal. There's not money in that. I mean, if we're talking money, maybe he wants clout. I don't know. He's already got the clout.
And he already has money too, though.
Yeah. No, he does. But
if you've been making $1 million for the last few years,
yeah. But a fucking $1 million is a lot of money. A couple $1 million, and that's all. All he has to do is show up for a couple workouts. I mean, really, you know what I mean?
Is it though? That's where I would say I disagree.
Right. We'll get into that. That's definitely on here.
Okay. Let's slow play this stock again.
Well, no. I mean, we'll be all over the place. All right. Go after Rich. Everybody knows about the bad blood. If you don't, check it out. Last month, all kinds of bad blood between Matt and Rich revealed.
They didn't talk for 2.5 years because Rich just didn't like him.
Yeah, but he still had a key to his gym and could work out there. It was all pretty dumb.
And then during the beginning of COVID, Tia was like, hey, can me and Matt work out here still? And he was like, no.
Right.
And they were like, what?
And then she went to pick something up and they were working out there, Rich and his friends, who he said nobody could work out there. And then he was like, busted. So that was shitty. But the bad blood, I think, is in Matt's head. One of the things with their new podcast is you get to hear little stories from Matt, which is the genius of Sevon's podcast, is that he's getting this guy to talk. not realizing, he's giving up information that nobody ever gets out of him. So he told like a story about like a high school friend that he's no longer friends with because the guy kind of dissed him, like, yeah, Matt, don't you exercise for time or something? And he's like, if I was my friend, I would be like, yeah, man, it's awesome that you do. Like, I don't think he had a lot of friends growing up. He did weightlifting. He wasn't in team sports. He was very singular. He also lived in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Middle of nowhere.
Like I know a lot of people from those areas. They don't, your best friend is the 50-year-old guy next door and you help him chop wood. Like that's your excitement, right? I mean, a lot of that up there, right? You probably, coming from Canada, probably very similar upbringing,
I grew up
right?
in a small town.
Yeah. So you know how it is. Like there's not a lot of...
I was best friends with my neighbor. Thank you very much.
See?
My best friend in elementary, my next door neighbor.
You might not have a lot of friends, and he did a Olympic weightlifting, like at a pretty high level. Like you probably didn't make a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
There's probably not a lot of... He probably never, went back and forth busting ass.
Yeah.
Like, and it sounds like for somebody that's so tough mentally, he's really thin-skinned and weak. And I think he took something that Rich would just whatever, like, you busted my ass about a workout, and then he got butthurt about it. And that's kind of the kind of guy that he seems like.
And it seems to me more so like Rich got to know Matt in the first little bit that Matt was there.
Oh, definitely. That's what he said.
And in that first little bit, he was like, I don't love this guy.
Yeah.
And then just didn't make an effort to be friends.
Yeah.
Not being an effort to be a dick either, but no effort to be friends. And then from what I understand, it all ended basically with Matt saying, Rich hasn't talked to me in 2.5 years. And then Rich hearing that and being like, that's not even true. I do talk to the guy. I just don't really like him that much.
Yeah, I think it's just it's two different views, right?
Yeah.
And they're just not buddies. But yeah, so maybe he's not real happy with Rich, and he's going after his team title. Is he going teams, Paul? Is he going to go for 5 team wins?
6.
Just
one up him.
Oh, he's got 4 already.
Oh,
I figured 4.
So I don't think so.
No.
Because I think, first of all, he specifically said in his retirement that he's not going to be on the competition floor. So that by looking at the specific wording of saying not going to be on not see CrossFit from the competition floor, that takes out both. So either he's not telling the truth of what he's thinking, or he's not going to do either. And I don't imagine he's making that statement without plans of that.
Yeah, I don't think so. And if you're going to do all that effort, why not go individuals and go for the money?
And make more money, yeah. And then he also has said on his stuff that he's not a team sport guy. He does not like to have to count on anybody else. So now he will be the best player on the team by a lot.
Not going after Rich.
So not going after
Sammy's
Rich.
Not pregnant.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll find out if Sammy's pregnant, I assume, in the next few months. It'd be like, oh, that's why he did it.
Yeah.
How about the this is actually one I think is very possible. Again, I said I think he's pretty thin-skinned. And for him to go and possibly lose, I don't think he would handle not being in first place again.
Yeah, and it hurts his reputation too.
Right.
To go from 5-time winner to 5-time winner, first time
but to me,
loser.
Like, so what? But that's ego, right? Like, I think if Tia, like the shoes on the other foot, with somebody said, oh, I wonder if Tia's going to do it too, because because I think Tia could lose this year and come back next year and take it as,
had an off event, but
like Conor McGregor losing his fight recently. Dana White said the best thing. He goes, yeah, this is sports, man. This is the Rocky 3. You got rich, you got soft. Can you come back?
Yeah.
And beat that guy's ass? And to me, that's what Tia would take it as. She would try. It would be a comeback for her. Whereas Matt, and I think Rich too, that's why Rich said he's never going to come back and go after Matt, because they're too egocentric. The male ego is a little bigger than the female ego, right? And so I think that's that could be a big part, and I think there's a real possibility that he wouldn't win this year. And I say that because when were the games? September, right?
Yeah.
The end of September, or was it even October? Yeah, September.
The actual
final
in-person part was in October.
Okay. And then he said he was taking 2 months off where he's not going to do anything. That brings you out to December.
Yeah.
He's probably not really, and it seems like he did from what he says and what he's been going around doing. He's been traveling. He's been doing stuff. He's probably not feeling that he's real ready for
not in the shape that he used to be.
That he usually would enter the Open in, which is very possible, whereas other guys have been working out while he's been screwing off.
And it's not even the games. It's like he doesn't want to not win the Open.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
He wants the W everywhere.
Yeah. So I think there's a real possibility that he's not feeling super pumped about getting back in the gym and going hard. Yes, the grind, right?
Yeah.
And that if he can't pull that grind out right now, he can't get in shape that he thinks he needs to be in to win. I think if he jumped in, he'd be fine by the time the games came around, because that's that's a long time from now. And
but if you've been for the last 5 years, you've been dialing everything.
He wants to win this. He might not win the Open, and then he might not win the his qualifier to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's tough for him. So
yeah, he doesn't want to lose anything.
I could see him taking this year off, coming back. I think that's a real possibility. Like, he'll be like, oh damn, I missed it. You know, I went to the games, I watched people, and I miss it. I'm coming back. I'm coming after that guy. Does Ben Smith win this year? And Medeiros gets second place, just like the last time that the champ left. Ben Smith comes up. Second place under Froning was Fraser. Second place under Smith is Fraser. So Smith comes again. Medeiros is second under the one guy, and then Medeiros wins 6 in a row.
Boom.
Called it. All right, so not in shape. Very possible.
Okay. Possible.
The grind, right? Doesn't want to grind.
Yeah, it's just not willing to put the work in.
All right, here's the big one. There was talk of Ricky Garrard. Are they going to take his sentence? Is he going to compete this year? But I don't think he's able to. Let's say CrossFit said, you know what, Ricky, you can, and he's pissed. And Matt's like, fuck you, CrossFit. Or they change the teams. Scott Panchik's like, I'm going back to individuals, which he is. He's afraid of Scott Panchik. He's afraid of Ricky, and he's afraid of Scott.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Cross that
I don't
one
think
off.
he's afraid of anybody.
Damn it.
Because last so
yeah, no, I don't think so.
Well, and if this was a year earlier, I actually think he might have been scared of Noah.
Yeah,
because that was a pretty close call for him. But
yeah.
This past year, it wasn't even a close call. He dominated.
No, there was no. It
such
was a joke.
Ridiculous extent. And he actually said in one of his interview things that like Tia was a shoe-in on winning it, and he was like cutting it close. But he wasn't cutting anything close. He was so far ahead.
Yeah, no, there was nothing close. It was a joke. Part of something too. This year, the grind, right? We said the grind. He doesn't want to grind because he's not quite in the shape he was. He doesn't quite want to jump into that grind again. Last year, COVID, there was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for him to be like, okay, me and Tia work out every day, crush it. Right now, he's traveling. He's got a new place in Vermont.
A new house. Yeah, it's almost done.
So he's got a lot more on his plate.
Yeah.
A lot more to focus on, which it's probably not as easy to get into it, right? So I don't know. That's huge. The last one, drugs. Yeah. And the only... I read what he said on like morning chalk up, stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, seems like I just don't want to grind anymore because it's a nightmare.
It's a full-time job of brutalizing yourself.
And I actually, for whatever reason, after watching like him and Sevon, and I tend to believe that he is possibly clean, right? Yeah. Obviously, there's gonna be people that say he's not, and that CrossFit popped him. Here's the problem: on their podcast, episode 3, this is Thursday before last, 2 weeks from tomorrow, he came on, he's like, oh, just PR'd my drug test, because the guy came right before they did the podcast. That was on Thursday. He retires 10 days later.
Yeah, that's fishy.
That's fishy.
The timing's definitely fishy.
But who knows? But anyway, we about done?
Yeah,
we gotta go.
People are looking to come in, so peace.
All right, later. There we go. Oh, shit, that's early. Damn it.